Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to the YouTube channel, everybody. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a, little trailer thoughts. This past week and yesterday, we got the first trailers for Lilo and Stitch live-action remake, and the sequel to Freaky Friday, Freakier Friday. We'll start off with Lilo and Stitch remake first, trailer first. Lilo and Stitch remake has been one I've been excited for because the original Lilo and Stitch was one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. It's definitely my top 10 for sure. And when they first announced that they're making a live action one, which is actually kind of crazy because you actually think about it, like it would make sense for them to make a remake of a 90s Disney movie like Lion King or Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast. But for them to make a remake of a film that came out in 2002 is just insane to me. And plus, with all the marketing of like Stitch and, the marketing for Mufasa and Moana 2 and even the Super Bowl. Even the Super Bowl was so clever. I loved all that good stuff. And even the stuff that like the whole little teaser we got at at D23, I thought it was fun. But while all this stuff has been fun with Stitch, we've never actually gotten a full-length trailer. And I'm like, this movie comes out in 2 months. So when's this trailer coming? And the only thing we've ever seen from this movie is what Stitch looks like. We've never seen what Nani or Lilo looks like, what Plinkly or Jumba looks like. We've never seen what the world looks like. We finally got it. And honestly, this trailer was awesome. First off, I think it kind of it reminded me a lot of what Aladdin and Little Mermaid did, where the best thing what those films did is they kind of were able to be its own thing, but capture the vibe of the original. And this movie captures the vibe of the original amazingly, with of course Stitch's antics. One of the best things about this, not just Stitch being Stitch, but also the girl that was casted for Lilo in this is fantastic. In the way that her voice is, you can tell that's a character of Lilo. Um, I don't really know much about Nani, but to be honest, I'm kind of glad that this movie isn't just a big film filled with celebrities. Like, I barely know a whole lot of people in here besides Zach Galifianakis, or how you say his name, I don't even know. But yeah, Lilo is great. Um, going back to some of the Stitch antics, we get some familiar shots in this trailer, but we also get Stitch. We also get Stitch doing some new things that we didn't really that we didn't really see in the original movie. Some of my favorites were like him chasing a chicken around, or him throwing a CD at a car, or even drinking a lava lamp. That was fun. But yeah, there's some fun things that I'm excited. I'm excited that Stitch is gonna be doing more chaos, and that was something that we all love from the Lilo and Stitch films, and to see a new rendition of that, but to also see possibly an updated version of this whole story is what makes me excited. We get the ice cream man, we get the people that find Stitch so he can go to the orphanage. We're probably gonna get all the familiar plots, but just a few new elements. And what's also crazy is this movie is 2 hours and 39 minutes. So that means we're either treated for something great or treated for something that's unnecessary. So keep in mind for that. Also, I really liked what I like the look of everything. Of course, Stitch's CGI looks really good. I like the look of how the aliens look because they look exactly like they do in the animated film. And I think it works. I think it works really well. And I really like what they're possibly doing with Jumba and Plinkly, as well as Cobra Bubbles, where Cobra Bubbles is like a CIA agent now, apparently, as he's trying to track down Stitch. Because in the original Lilo and Stitch, the Emperor or whatever was trying to talk to him about, I think I remember you in the CIA in 1963 or whatever. So it's kind of cool that they're kind of showing Cobra Bubbles in his CIA days. Even though this is a different story, we actually get to see a version of Cobra Bubbles in the CIA. Now on to the Plickly and Jumba thing that they are, where they're not dressing up as like they're humans. They are have these cloaking devices where they can seem like humans. I think, obviously, it was. I think it's a funny remark that everybody's kind of complaining about this because, sure, it's a fun complaint to make, but at the same time, it's like you do realize this is live action. If you had aliens dressing up as like people, you had a one-eyed alien dressing up as a woman in 2025, that would be very weird. And honestly, something like that, there's a reason why certain things like that only work in animation. Now, at the same time, even if it were to be an appearance as a woman, what would be the point of him dressing up as a woman? The appearance of a human, what would be what would be the reason for him to dress up as a human? To dress up as a woman? Like, really? You just want to see the drag queen of Pleakley. But the actor that plays Pleakley looks fine, though his look for Pleakley looks a little bit like a giant Mike Wazowski or whatever. I'm interested to see what Jumba looks like, but that's about it. So that's kind of my thoughts on the Lilo and Stitch trailer. Will this movie be great? I have no clue because Disney doesn't have the best track record when it comes to Disney remakes. I mean, there's few exceptions like Jungle Book and Aladdin and Little Mermaid. Maleficent was one of my favorites. Next up, we have Freakier Friday trailer. And this one I was actually very excited for because I loved the original Freaky Friday. And with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. And I was excited to hear that they were coming back with another one. Only thing is, like, I didn't really have any concerns. I was like, there's a lot of interesting details with this film. It's, it's Lindsay Lohan's, like, first big movie coming out after a few years. Where, Lindsay Lohan, I'm a Lindsay Lohan fan. The three big movies I remember watching back then was, really the big movie I watched back then was Mean Girls. But, of course, you had the original Freaky Friday and then the Parent Trap where she plays both herself and a twin version of herself. And over the course of the last few decades, over the course of 2 decades, she's been kind of going through stuff with the law and not making very good choices. And then in the last decade, she's been making some films, making appearances in films on Netflix. And so, yeah, this is like her first big movie. I can't really say that I've liked her in many of the movies. I mean, I like her. She's kind of the main standout because she's Lindsay Lohan. But I think what's interesting about this trailer and really the way that this movie trailer is selling the movie is, first off, I did not know that this movie was going to be like multiple generations. I thought it was just going to be Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan switching bodies again and having to go on a different adventure. But no, bringing in these different generations of children into this story makes a lot more sense. I will say, in the way they introduced those characters in the trailer was a little bit weird because you just bring back the 2 original characters and like, wait, who are these people? It was a little weird, but I kind of got it real quick. But I think the best thing that this trailer does is it truly makes it feel like it's going back to that thing we love about, past Disney films, which were the old school style of filmmaking, the old school style of Disney movies. And with the way that the Disney company is doing this year, I mean, obviously, Brave New World was not its best. We'll see how Snow White does. And we have that Alexander Horrible No Bad Day or whatever coming out at the end of March on Disney Plus. And then, of course, we have Thunderbolts in May, Elio in June, I believe in June. It's still coming out this year, right? We have Zootopia 2 in November. We have Freakier. We have Fantastic Four in July. Yeah, we have a bunch of movies coming out this year. Most of them, I think, will be successes. I think they will. And I think that this probably will be another one of those films. We'll see how Lilo and Stitch does. I hope it does good. But yeah, it just feels like an old school Disney movie that I feel like we haven't really gotten in a long time. And, old school comedy, old school acting, and finding a way to make it old school fun, but updating the fun. That's what makes it great. And putting it in a different setting, but having that same type of adventure, but putting it in a different setting, different time. And I think this is going to be a pretty great movie. I don't know if it'll live up to the original film, but I think it'll be a very fun movie for the whole family. But yeah, that's one of my thoughts on the Freakier Friday and Lilo and Stitch trailers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. If you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.